नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Srimad Bhagavad Gita की जय। So today we'll understand the unique position of Bhagavad Gita, how it is very, what position it holds among all the scriptures. There are a lot of scriptures, but why specifically only Bhagavad Gita? All that we'll try to understand in today's session. So to understand the position of Bhagavad Gita, it is very important, first of all, to understand what is the purpose of this human existence, why this human life has been given to us, why have we have been blessed with this human life. If you see the activities that we indulge on day-to-day basis, the activity that we perform can be simply summarized as we spend our life in eating, we spend our life in sleeping, we spend our life in socializing, making friends, in mating, and we spend our life to defend what we have, to defend our position, to defend our all the material acquisitions. For that entire life we spend. And through these four things, we try to attain happiness, contentment, satisfaction in our life. And if you see animals, they also do the same activity. They also indulge in this ahar nidra bhay maithinam cha. They also indulge in same activities. So what makes us different from these animals? What extra we have as a human? Thing that we have is intelligence. We have got that higher intelligence to differentiate what is right, what is bad, and especially to follow this dharma. Srimad Bhagavatam says, even these humans, if they also indulge in the same activity as that of animals, there is no difference between the humans and animals if they're not following dharma. They're not following dharma. So how we understand what is dharma, what is not a dharma, what is a dharma, what is dharma, what to follow, how to follow, how we can understand. This is what our scriptures explain elaborately, what is dharma, what is adharma. And if we see superficially, scriptures talks about four things. Our life should be, navigate in such a way that we are doing these four things and attain the perfection of our life. What are those four things? Those four things are dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. First thing is, you understand about dharma, you know dharma, and through that dharma, you gain artha. Artha means material possessions, material acquisition, and all those things you try to gain. Because of our desires, we all of us want all these things. Right? You gain that, not through adharma, through dharma. First understand, and through dharma, you gain those artha. And you fulfill your desires, you fulfill your kama through dharma, by following dharma, not through adharma. When you do that, further you progress in your life and attain the moksha by following dharma again. So this is very superficial for the people in general. And let us see what Padma Purana even more specifically talks about what is dharma, what exactly it is. So Padma Purana it says, Smattavyam satatam Vishnu, Vismattavyam na jatu chit, Sarve vidhi nishedha siyur, Eteyor eva kinkaraha. What is this? Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna. All the rules and regulations in the scriptures. Sarve vidhi nishedha. Vidhi means all the rules and regulation mentioned in the Shastras in the scriptures are the servant of these two principles. Kinkara means servant of these two principles. And if we see and analyze more and more in detail, this is what Prabhupada at the age of 70, he spread throughout the world. He has given this us in much more detail and very easily. All the activities that we do from the morning to evening, that Krishna consciousness that Prabhupada has given, is surrounded by these two principles. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Prabhupada, he has given two vidhis. One is Bhagavata vidhi, another is Panchratrika vidhi. Panchratrika vidhi is the vidhi to worship the Vigra, to worship the Lord, deity, to construct a temple and worship him. That is the Panchratrika vidhi. And to perform that vidhi, there is certain qualification is required. Whereas this Bhagavata vidhi, anyone can easily perform from anywhere. And what it includes? It includes the chanting of the holy names. To understand Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this is what it includes, this Bhagavata vidhi. Now, if we try to understand these scriptures are basically divided into two categories. One is Shruti, another is Smriti. So, what is this Shruti? Shruti includes the Vedas. Vedas are known as, which includes everything. Knowledge of everything is known as Vedas. That is the meaning of a Veda. And we, all of us, we know there are four Vedas. Primarily, initially there was one Veda that I further expanded into three, and from third another fourth one came, Sama Veda came. So all these Veda, four Vedas, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, Rig Veda, Atharva Veda, they talks about various things. Just like Yajur Veda talks about how to perform yagnas, different kinds of yagnas. Sama Veda talks about how to glorify the Lord, in what melodies and all the ragas, chandas, all these things were described in the Sama Veda. So primarily, if we again summarize all the teachings that Vedas gave has been summarized into three categories. What are those? Jnana Kanda, Karma Kanda, and Upasana Kanda. Jnana Kanda includes the knowledge of the all jada, all material things, knowledge about the body or about the self, and knowledge about the creation. Every sort of knowledge is included in this Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda it includes the knowledge how we can attain certain thing. Suppose I want to go become an Indra. How I can become Indra? I want one son. How I can get that one son? By performing certain acts or by performing certain work, how I can get the fruit of that. That is particularly is what is karma kanda. You do this thing, you will get this thing. Whereas upasana kanda, it talks about how the Supreme Lord should be worshipped. What is the relationship of Supreme Lord with the various demigods? A lot of Devi Devtas, what is their relationship with the Supreme Lord? This is what Upasana Kanda and how they should be worshipped. Upasana means worship. Now, these Vedas are not so easy to understand for common people. Why it is? Why it is not understandable by common people? There are various reasons. Topmost of that is, firstly, these Vedas are very contextual. It's not like particular this meaning is going to mean the thing. It might be very contextual. Second thing is Sanskrit is very difficult. Just to learn the grammar of that level of Sanskrit, it takes 10 to 12 years. And third reason, which is very important to understand, is this Vedas, the way it is written, is the Guhya language, is a confidential language. Just like when we work in our system and all, these passwords and all, they get stored in a database in encrypted form. So similarly, these Vedas are in Guhya language, in encrypted way. Why it is so? So that no one wrong person should not misutilize it. Various people they can misutilize it. Safeguard from that purpose, they have been written in Guhya form. Now, all these Vedas has been summarized into Upanishads. There are 108 Upanishads, and all these Vedas summary is essence is given in these Upanishads. Now, further, this Upanishads has been summarized into Vedanta Sutra. Vedas got summarized into Upanishads, Upanishads got summarized into this Vedanta Sutra. So, this Vedanta Sutra is nothing but the cream of the Shruti or the Vedas. So, what is this Sutras? Sutras means formulas. Just like in mathematics, we learn a plus b whole square equals to a square plus b square plus 2abc, 2ab. So this a plus b square is formula. This entire is a sutra. So that way, there are 84 sutras in this Vedanta Sutra. So that is the cream of the Vedas. Now we talk about Smriti. What does this Smriti includes? These are nothing but the thing which is remembered by the to remember the Lord. That is Smriti, and always these Smritis are in accordance to the Shruti. This Smriti, it includes Puranas, Ithihasas, Samhitas, Uppuranas. All these comprises of this Smriti. And we know there are 18 Puranas, and in among these 18 there are again further division happens based on the gunas, that is Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Based on that, these Puranas have been distinguished. And in Itihasas, we know what Itihasas are. Itihasas is none other than this Ramayana and Mahabharata. These Itihasas are always, you can see, if you see this, are the implementation of the Vedas, are always derived from the Vedas. How this life has been led in accordance to the principle or the dharma. This is what these Itihasas and Puranas talks about. And especially this Mahabharata, it is considered as a fifth Veda. It comprises of 1 lakh verses. And the essence of this Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita. The essence of Mahabharata is this Bhagavad Gita. So and this Bhagavad Gita is also known as Gita Upanishad, because it is the essence of all the Upanishads and the Vedas. So this Bhagavad Gita is widely accepted as the essence of all the Vedas, as well as it is a explanation of the Vedanta Sutras. This Vedanta Sutra starts from Atato Brahma Jignasa. Now you inquire about the Supreme Lord. So Bhagavad Gita talks about Ishvara. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the living, I am the soul. This talks about, Bhagavad Gita talks about Jiva, soul. So all these things are already there in Bhagavad Gita. And one can understand this Bhagavad Gita because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagwan himself. That's why it is the topmost. And Adi Shankaracharya, he himself says in the Gita Mahatmyam, what he is saying? He is saying, Gita su Gita kartavya kim anya shastra vishtraha ve swam padmanabhasya mukha padma vinishrata. Gita su Gita kartavya. This Bhagavad Gita, because this is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, one no need to read any other scripture. Kim anya shastra vishtraha. Anya shastra means any other Vedic literature. There is no need to read any other shastra. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. This is what Adi Shankaracharya is saying. When we are absorbed in reading Bhagavad Gita, it is going to it's going to give the benefit of Adi Shankaracharya. He is further saying, Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Partha Vatsasu Dhur Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Maha. He is saying, Adi Shankaracharya, he is saying in Gita Mahatmya, this Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, is the essence of all Upanishads. Sarva Upanishad Gavo. And is just like a cow. Gavo means cow. Dogda Gopala Nandana, the Lord Gopala, he has become a cowherd boy. And he is Dogda means he is milking this cow. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. And this Arjuna is just like a calf. He has become the calf. Or various Bhokta means various devotees, pure devotees. And what they are doing? Dugdam Gita Amritam Mahat. They are drinking the nectarian milk which is milked by Supreme Lord himself. He is drinking that milk from Bhagavad Gita. So this Bhagavad Gita again, it is spoken why? To eradicate the confusion that Arjuna was having. The illusion of Arjuna. This Bhagavad Gita was spoken, and especially it was spoken so all of us can take the benefit. And further it is mentioned, Bhya Shokhadi Vivarjitaha. By reading Bhagavad Gita, Gita Shastra Midam Punyam, Yaha Pathet. By reading Pathet means by reading Bhagavad Gita, by doing Adhyana of Bhagavad Gita, one can be free from Bhaya Shokadi Vivarjita. One can be free from all kinds of fears in his life. Not only this life, in the next life also. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita reading is very important. Among all the Shastras, this Bhagavad Gita is the essence. And to understand that, especially Krishna has spoken this not only for Arjuna, for all of us. When we understand this, all our shoka, bhaya, everything can be eradicated. And how it happens? There was one very nice pastime that happened. Let me narrate that pastime. So once in the Pandharpur, this Pandharpur comes in Maharashtra, there was a very learned Brahmana. His name was Devashyama, and he used to perform all kind of sacrifices. Not only that, he used to welcome all the demigods, invite all the demigods, all the brahmanas, yogis, everyone he used to invite and serve them very nicely. And from them he used to inquire about the relationship of the self to the supreme. आत्मा का परमात्मा से क्या relationship है? He used to inquire from various yogis, tapasvis, brahmanas, from all of them he used to inquire what is the relationship. Then one day he became very disturbed in his mind, like that number of years they were passed. He was going, he saw one yogi was sitting there and he was meditating upon Supreme Lord. And the way he was meditating, he could make out that this person, this yogi, has attained the perfection. He is completely peaceful as well as without any material desires. He is not having any desires. So this Devashama, he approached that yogi and with lot of reverence and respect, if offers his obeisances, his dandavats to this yogi and asked from him, how could you attain this peace of mind? So this yogi who is always who was meditating upon Lord Krishna asked this Devashama to go to one village. That village is Sopur. And there is one person, his name is Mitravan. Go and meet him, he instructed. He told him like that you will get one person, Mitravan. He is a goat, the person who is shepherd, who herds the goats. To that person you approach and he will answer you all your questions. And especially about this self-realization or realization of the God. So after hearing this, he offered his respect and left for this village named as Sopur. When he arrived there, he saw a very beautiful forest. As this sage mentioned, yogi mentioned, he saw that forest and he entered into that forest. He saw there was one river was flowing, and near to that river, this Mitravan seated on one rock. He was seated. He approached this Mitravan. He was looking very beautiful, very peaceful, calm, serene. He asked from him, how you are so peaceful? What is the reason of your peacefulness? How you are so peaceful? Meanwhile, he observed that this forest is something unique from everywhere. There is a unique kind of aroma, fragrance can be sensed, and everyone is peaceful there. Even goats are sitting next to tiger without any fear, without any bhaya, they are sitting there. So this Mitravan, he informed this Devasham that because of this devotion of the Lord towards the Lord Shri Krishna, this can be possible. And then he went into deep thought and he started narrating the incident. He told long back when he came in this forest herding these goats, one ferocious animal, tiger, he attacked his goat. And these goats, they started running here and there. And he himself, to save himself, he also started running. But one tiger, he caught hold of one goat. As soon as he caught hold, jumped over that goat, he became very peaceful. This tiger became very peaceful. He didn't had any desire to eat this goat. And goat also inquired, why you have stopped? You have caught me. Why don't you eat me and satisfy your hunger? Because this goat also became fearless, this tiger also became satisfied, peaceful. Neither tiger had goat, and nor goat felt fearful. So this goat inquired from the tiger, what is the reason? So this tiger told, okay, let us inquire from that person who is standing there. He was none other than this shepherd. So this shepherd, he also was astonished. He was also surprised how this can be possible. First time in his life he has seen this incident. So one monkey was sitting there nearby tree. All three of them, they approached to that monkey. This monkey was very looking very bright. They approached them and asked, what is the reason why we are feeling very peaceful here? We have noticed something different here. That monkey started narrating. He told, long back in this temple, there was a very large, in this forest, there was a very large temple. And Brahmaji himself, he installed the Shivalinga. And there was one Brahmana whose name was Sukama. He was residing here. He was performing various austerity. And daily he was worshipping this Shivalinga by offering water, by offering various flowers. He was worshipping. One day, one sage was passing through that forest, and this Sukama, he entertained, he served that sage with great respect by offering him fruits, flowers, and he asked, I am performing these austerities. I am worshipping Lord Shiva to gain the knowledge about Lord Krishna, to understand the Supreme, to understand myself. I am performing this austerity. Please guide me. Now you, by the grace of the Lord, you have come in touch with me. Please guide me. So this sage, he hears and he tells, he gives that Bhagavad Gita, written form of Bhagavad Gita, he handovers to this Brahmana, Sukama, and tell him, always keep reciting this Bhagavad Gita. Chant the shlokas of this Bhagavad Gita, and very quickly you will understand about the Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord. You will understand. And as soon as he spoke this, gave this instruction, he disappeared. And this Sukama, who was staying there, he started following this thing. He started always daily reciting Bhagavad Gita without any fail. And very quickly he attained the knowledge about Krishna. He became very peaceful. He freed from all the fear, and he never felt hunger and thirst. And due to his austerities and devotion, anyone who visits there, this monkey is telling, anyone who comes there, he always feels peaceful and free from all the miseries. So this monkey, he spoke this nice story to this Mitravan, and Mitravan narrated to this Devasham. So like that, when we read this Bhagavad Gita on regular basis, understand the principle of this Bhagavad Gita, it can help us to free from all this Bhaya Shoka in our life, and we can have very peaceful life, right? So I think we are good for today.